Hey guys, welcome back to Glomsky Outdoors. This is going to be a slightly different video. Normally I do outdoors hiking adventures. Today we are going to be brewing some beer, so I figured I would share it with you. It's been a passion of mine for several years. It's actually been about 1.5 years since I've done this. So I'm doing an extract brew, which I consider cheating, but gives me practice for this summer. I've got some goals to get some cool brews done. So I'll show you what we got here. I am actually just filtering my water instead of buying distilled water. I'm just running it through our Brita filter. And then I've got a pH stabilizer that I'm going to add to our mini mash that we're going to do. This is full of Star San. It's an acid sanitizer, no rinse sanitizer, so I can just go from the tub to being able to use it. And the brew that we're making today is going to be a clone for an Alaskan Amber Ale. It's really a very drinkable beer. The first time I had it was in Michigan, and I was like, wow, what is this? So to be able to make it is really cool, and for it to be as forgiving as amber ales are is kind of convenient for this being the first one that I've done here in quite a while. So thanks for joining me on this. I hope you like it, and I will catch up with you once we get this going. First step here, we've got our water heating up. We're going to put our crushed grains into a little bag, and then we're going to get them to steep until we hit 170 degrees. Alright, so we got our specialty grains steeping. I put a little false bottom in there. It's just like a little strainer. But that's going to prevent this bag here from sitting directly on the burner where it would burn. So this will just allow it to sit here and steep. Should take anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, and you'll see this color get super duper dark. No brew day is complete without a beer. We don't have any homebrew to drink, so we're going to do Finley Brewing Company's and a Modcraft growler. I actually forgot what I bought, the name of it. I just remember it being super tasty. Final minute. All is looking good. Trying not to drop my phone right into the wort, or soon to be wort. So what we have here, these are specialty grains. They give it color, they give it mouthfeel, the unique aspects of what makes this beer what it is. In this bag here, we have malt extract. So typically you would do a mash where you're basically extracting sugars from specific types of grains, where their sole purpose really is just to provide sugar. It would be anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds for something like this, that then the yeast would eat and convert that sugar into alcohol. This, however, simplifies that process, and I just open this up, put it inside. It produces or provides all of that sugar without all of that work. You don't have a lot of the customization that you can have with like actually brewing a beer, but doing it this way makes it way simpler, especially when you don't have a ton of time to work with. This is very convenient. So once we get this stuff in here, we're going to start our boil. We're going to start, once we get the boil going, with some Cascade hops. That's going to go right at the beginning of the boil. We're going to boil for 60 minutes, 10 minutes till the end. We're going to drop in some of these, and then 5 minutes till the end. We're actually going to include this. Typically I do Irish moss, but this actually, I don't even know what this is. Carrageenan? Probably screwing that up. I've never heard of it, but this is going to go in 5 minutes before the end of the boil. It's supposed to be a clarifier, which is basically what Irish moss and a few other things are. So I think I'm going to skip the moss and just use this and see, bring this as the kit tells me to do it, how it turns out. This is far from perfect, but we've got our colander here, a strainer here. This grain bag is sitting on the strainer, and then this colander is keeping it off of the wort, and I'm actually simultaneously warming up this wort. So yeah, we're gonna get beer going here soon. So 2 tips if you're doing an extract brew when it comes to your liquid malt extract. Number 1, when you're bringing your temperature up on your water, actually put this in there. I did dip it in sanitizer for a few minutes beforehand. Not that it matters because it is going to boil. However, that's going to help really soften this stuff up, make it less like molasses and more just like maple syrup. I guess it's easier to deal with. And then once you've dumped the majority of this out, actually take some of your wort and put it inside of here. And that hot liquidy mess is going to help just dissolve the rest of that sugar, and then we'll dump it back into there and then start our boil. Get the last of that sugary syrup out. All right, we just hit boiling. We're going to start our timer. We're going to add in our Cascade hops. And we're going to watch this bad boy, because bad things tend to happen when you add hops to a brew at first. So we're going to prevent a boil over here. Our beer soup is coming together quite nice. All right, we got our 10-minute hop addition coming in. We are just about done. We are officially a day and a half in. Fermentation is going great. I underestimated what I would need to have around and under it, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit and put a little tray or something under it. Alright, we got the area cleaned up. We're going to use a deep dish pan, see how that works for us. But yeah, definitely glad I went with the blow off instead of the airlock. That would have blown completely off, and we'd probably have this hole open and oxidization happening. So we'll keep an eye on it here and check back in with an update. All right, guys, it has been almost 2 weeks actually. We are going to transfer into our secondary. I've been sanitizing stuff in the kitchen, and we are going to go to another bucket. Typically at this point I like to go to a carboy or even to a keg. But I didn't have time to get those washed, and I'm already behind schedule on this because of some hiking trips. Check out the trip to Shenandoah. It was super sketchy, but super fun. Had a great time and definitely want to go back. But that trip is the reason why I'm late on this. So we are going to transfer into this bucket. I did forget to get the alcohol reading. My hydrometer is broken, and I forgot to buy another one. So we're not going to know what this turns out to be, but oh well. All right, beer is flowing. This is officially uncarbonated beer. Probably tastes like crap. The key here at the bottom, you can't see it. If this was like a glass carboy, you could tell, but there's probably a good inch or two of krausen, basically just yeast and sediment from hops and stuff, all just sitting at the bottom. But you can see our color turned out quite nice. This is going to be a good amber ale. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this tastes. This is actually my first time going into a bucket, and we're going from one bucket to the next. So we're trying to create as little oxygen as possible. There we go. Alright, we are siphoned out. That's all that yeast and hops Some people save this stuff. I don't do enough brewing to really worry about it. But here's our finished beer. Well, semi-finished. So we're gonna let this sit for at least a week, maybe 2. I'm gonna get it covered up here so there's not too much oxygen. Got my lid getting re-sanitized here. But basically we're just gonna let it clarify. Finish fermenting. There's gonna be a little bit of activity since we got it all stirred up again. So the yeast will do a little bit more, but overall we're pretty much at the ABV that we're gonna have for this beer, whatever that number ends up being. So yeah, that's about it. We're gonna get it finished here, let it condition, and then I might cold crash this one, where for a few days I drop the temperature close to freezing just to clarify it even more. But other than that, this will be ready to drink here within a week or 2.